Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet. Welcome back to another Hairy Bash game between two awesome players, man. Yeah, so down the bottom left side of the map, we do have our first contender. It is going to be Heartz. He is from the Imperium Pro team. And up the top left side of the map, it is, of course, going to be BlysK from the Flash Esports team. And is currently round 2 of their quarterfinal in the Hairy Bash. So is actually yeah, we're basically based off the seeds. Heartz is a little bit of an underdog, but he's definitely shown that he can trade it with the best, taking out Endo in the round of 16, I believe it was. And yeah, now taking one game away from BlysK. So far in this quarterfinal, he's been quite awesome. Actually, I forgot to mention who they've taken out previously. Basically, in the round of 32, Heartz didn't actually need to face anybody because people were AFK or not showing up. And we've already mentioned that BlysK has had pretty much a free ride into the quarterfinals so far, as none of his opponents showed up. So there you go. Sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't show up. Sometimes a lot of people don't show up, but you take it as it comes, and as long as we don't have a bye on the quarterfinals, like somebody doesn't show up for the quarterfinals, like that would be nuts. And luckily that didn't happen, so that's the important thing. But anyway, Probe just moving around there, doing a bit of a scout. We've got the cyber core going down for both players. We've got a lot of workers coming down from both players, and we'll see exactly if it's going to be exactly like last game. I mean, last game there were a lot of Immortals coming out. It transitioned from Stalkers into Immortals. BlysK was doing a lot of early Stalker pressure, and yeah, oh look at this, trying to hide the Stargate and doing a sensational job actually, because Heartz has not scouted that, so Stargate completely hidden right there. And sorry, yes, yeah, BlysK hid the Stargate. I'm getting confused right now. But yes, Heartz has not scouted that, so very interesting. If he kept his probe zooming around in there for another few minutes, he would start to realize something was amiss. He would start to realize that there were no 3 or 4 gates coming down. There was no Robo Bay or Twilight Council. So he's expecting a Stargate at that point. And yeah, then he'd be thinking, well, there's no Stargate here. Must be a proxy Stargate or something. But unfortunately, he is no longer scouting the main base of BlysK. So he has no idea that something is amiss. And yeah, he's going for his own proxy by oh, not proxy, he's hiding his own tech over there. So see exactly how that goes. And looks like we do have an expansion coming down for BlysK as well. Very nice. You actually saw him take quite a while to get his expansion out last game. Gonna getting it out a lot earlier this game. And I suppose he doesn't really have the gas to do a crap ton of Stargate units early on, so might as well get that expansion out. Heartz, meanwhile, is going for a lot more attack sort of stuff. Has he got his own Stargate out somewhere? He's got his own Stargate out. Wow, he must have got that out a while ago, or maybe the same time as BlysK anyway. But here we go, first Oracle coming out for BlysK, being chased by a Phoenix, little Phoenix dude. And yes, good stuff. So it is air all over the place. And BlysK, seeing the Phoenix, decided that maybe a Twilight Council is going to be a good investment. And we're going to be seeing exactly how well the Phoenix do in this particular battle, because they're pretty awesome. So yeah, there you go around. Unfortunately, one Phoenix by itself can't do much against ground units. You need double Phoenix, but the Stalkers doing a phenomenal job of making sure that the Phoenix do not get anywhere near the workers. So yeah, once he gets enough of them, he can start to do stuff like actually take Stalkers and Sentries out. But for now, he's just sort of pinging at the Mothership core. Gonna see if he can take that out. And yeah, I think 3 Phoenix is not nearly enough to do anything with this ground force. They're just too strong. But yeah, we will see. Overcharging the Nexus as well, and those guys just have to run. But they are going to be going around the top side of the map. And yeah, maybe able to take a worker out. There's 1 worker down, there's 2 workers down, 3 workers down. So far, doing a pretty fair job. Quite nice from both players. Although, yeah, so he's taking out. I keep getting confused between the players. Like blue and green, man, they're not as clear as they could be. I know it's still pretty clear, but whatever anyway. So yeah, looks like BlysK is going for the Blink Stalkers, and looks like Heartz is going for his Robo Base. So maybe he's thinking about Immortal play. He's definitely got air superiority at the moment, and Immortals would give him ground superiority as well, and that is going to be pretty awesome. And Heartz, yeah, he's in a pretty good place. So BlysK, I don't know, he's going for Blink Stalkers, but of course if Immortals do start coming out on the field, and Blink is not going to save him at all. Oh, the Phoenix! That was not a smart move. They just, not too good at all. Very, I gotta say, it's quite a bit sloppy from Heartz there. And he didn't get the workers up as fast as he could have. He sort of lifted up 3 of them, and then there was nothing for the other Phoenix to attack. But, oh, hallucinated Phoenix going down there. So yes, a little bit sloppy there from Heartz. And he's gonna see, we have to see if he can get anything out of here. The Phoenix are actually still going nuts. Blink Stalkers using their blink, taking out a lot of stuff. Now they're going to be taking out some workers here and trying to even up the worker amount. Heartz is 6 in the head though. 6 ahead, so he's doing alright. He's doing a pretty good job, but he does have to worry about ground defenses right now, because he does know that BlysK has a fairly large force coming in. Fairly large force of Stalkers. First Immortal is coming out, but you got to remember what happened to Heartz's last Immortal, the first Immortal that he got out previous game, because that thing got absolutely owned. It was only the Immortals after that sort of did very well, but yeah, this one hopefully will do a better job of keeping it alive. And yeah, so far Heartz looking fairly strong. It's basically like last game, a lot of Stalkers versus not a lot of Stalkers, but an Immortal, except there's air units also mixed in as well. So this is going to mean that BlysK has a much larger army compared to Heartz as far as the ground goes, and it's just a case of how much damage the Phoenix can do long term. So moving in there, the Immortal is going to be moving out, manages to knock the Immortal out in front of the force fields and the Stalkers behind. That is incredibly good luck, or maybe it wasn't luck, maybe it was just skill, but that was a lot of skill coming out of BlysK to make that happen. And the Phoenix actually coming in, lifting up some Stalkers. Another Immortal is out, but it is trapped behind the force field, can't quite get in range of the Stalkers. BlysK is in a funny sort of position here, but he's still doing pretty good, still trading fairly well. Although now that the Immortal is getting in there, it's starting to do a bit better, but a blink on top of the Immortal goes down, and now a very large amount of Stalkers are left over. They don't really have a lot of health, and this Immortal is going to start shredding them very, very fast. But yeah, I think they will take this Nexus down regardless, and that's going to be a lot of economy that Heartz is never, ever, ever going to see again. So good stuff there, and he's got to try and consolidate it here. The Immortal may be able to do something, but he really needs another Immortal. He really needs a lot more Stalkers, and his economy is going to be down the toilet right now. So you can see his income. He's still got a lot of workers, but his mineral income has been cut down quite severely, and I think he's just waiting for the second Immortal, and then he's got to push out and just wipe these guys out. But yeah, I don't know if he can come back from this, because that is quite a blow. There we go, 2 Immortals. Maybe he's just going to stay at the top. I mean, the simulators, he can afford to lose those, and he does not want to tunnel his units down through that little gap and get them wiped out. So that would definitely not be good, but he's going to be pushing out, and he doesn't have the minerals for a Nexus, but he definitely needs to save them up ASAP. And with the double Immortal, I think he can push BlysK away for now. Gonna definitely take this pylon out ASAP, and now he's got to fall back, try and lick his wounds, or may actually be thinking about just really taking these guys out. But you know that BlysK is not stupid enough to go in a head-to-head attack with this Immortal army. He's just got to fall back. We saw he was building a robo facility, so would not be surprised if I see a couple of Immortals coming out for him. He can't build one, he's supply capped. That's devastating right there. He'd love to build an Immortal right now, he really would, but he is actually supply capped, and this is one of those mistakes where you're just like, oh god, I can't believe I made that mistake. So anyway, the pylon's coming down. The instant the pylon comes down, the Immortal starts coming out, and it's a long way to go. Will it make the difference right here? These 2 Immortals could shred this Nexus so fast, and he's morphing in Zealots. He knows he needs to buy some time. He knows he needs to keep the Immortals off the these Stalkers, and oh, actually going full bore to the Immortals, managing to get some Zealots onto that Immortal, and that was absolutely fantastic. I think that little move just there has bought BlysK all the time he needs to get that Immortal out. He's even going for a Twilight Council now. He's feeling like he's in control, and yeah, Heartz, he could have pressed really hard, but the Immortal numbers have been evened out, and now I think it's just going to be an even trade, maybe even a little bit towards BlysK, because of course he does have the weapon upgrades and he does have a few more Stalkers than Heartz. So I think that Heartz is going to go down here, and without an expansion built up, he's got no hope of continuing on in this game. So great job by BlysK. Really turns around this game. Even the Phoenix didn't phase him. He just kept on with the massive amount of Stalkers. Did a great incursion in here, even without Immortals, facing off against Heartz Immortal. Did some great stuff, just get in at exactly the right moment and take it out, and in the end managed to take out Heartz Nexus, which was the beginning of the end right there. So all BlysK had to do was hold on, and even the catastrophe with the pylon where he had to wait for the pylon to come out before he could build an Immortal. Man, I know he was upset when that happened. I know he was banging his keyboard, but in the end, he managed to hold on with some nice Zealot play and took the victory. So great job from BlysK right there. Even the series out at 1-1 and showing us exactly why he is one of the top players in this tournament, because he definitely is. So yes, Heartz has got one more chance to sort of squeeze his way into the semi-final to face off against Pig, or will it be BlysK, who I guess we know he's at that level. We know he is up there based on his seed. So the question is, who is going to win game number 3 in the ace match? It's the first ace match we've seen so far. Really looking forward to it. So stay tuned. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.